Vicki Clem with Love of God here, and this morning just reading some things about Apostle Paul. And Apostle Paul wrote many of the New Testament books, several of the New Testament books, and Paul was such a man of conviction. I mean, when he believed in something, he went full hog in that belief. So his faithfulness in what he believes, like a lot of people, if people that are so strong in something but yet it's not right, if they could get on the right page, because they're just going to be mighty. And that was Apostle Paul, because he was known to be quite the persecutor of Christians back in the day. And because he was so faithful in his beliefs and convictions. And then the Lord got a hold of him. And then Paul's like, oh my gosh, now I know. And so he was all full hog, serving the Lord and reaching the lost, and building churches, and building up people, and being an encourager, and just an all-around on fire guy for God. And in Hebrews chapter 13, verse 14, it says, we are looking for the city that is to come. And the point being, here, whatever goes on in our lives here on earth, this isn't our final home. This isn't our final resting place, and we're not going to be nothing. We are spirits. We have no end. Our bodies have end, but who we are, have no end. We go on and on and on. And so it's important that you are in the right camp, that you do know the Lord, so that when your time comes, that like Paul, he looked forward to death with great anticipation, not to get out of life here, but because he knew that life continued, only it continued with the Lord in person. And so in Philippians chapter 1, verse 21, Apostle Paul wrote, for to me, to live is Christ, and to die is gain. It's not the end. And he looked forward to going home, to being in person with Christ in heaven. Death is not the enemy to be feared, but it is a reality to be welcomed in God's time. In God's time. I saw this thing. It was written by Carrie E. Breck, and it's an old gospel hymn, and this is how it goes, because this is when we go and we can look forward to being face to face with Christ. In the meantime, let's do all we can to serve him and be a light where we are. Face to face with Christ my Savior, face to face, what will it be? When with rapture I behold him, Jesus Christ, who died for me. Face to face I shall behold him, far beyond the starry sky. Face to face in all his glory, I shall see him by and by. Christ who died for us. Look for the city that is yet to come. Look for the city that is yet to come. That is what we will gain. In the meantime, I would love to at least live a little more like Apostle Paul. A little more on fire, a little more excited for what the Lord has done for me, and wanting to make sure that other people who don't know him come to accept him as their Lord and Savior. And those who do, we all can use encouragement. We all can be lifted up by one another, because we're all in this together, and there are battles, and there are issues in the world. And so it's important to encourage one another, that we remember this isn't it. This isn't heaven. This world, it's tainted, not by God's choice, but by man's choice. And someday There is a city. There is a city that we're going to go to. And like Paul, he went through a lot in this world serving Christ. Imprisonment, beatings. But he joyfully served the Lord and served people to win them to the Lord. And always keeping his eye on the prize of that home in glory. And that's what we can all, no matter what we're going through, smile. You're not home yet. Have a good day.